Now, your Local 2 Weather Authority forecast.
Good morning, meteorologist Chase Menendez here. We've got some clouds rolling into the basin, but if you look behind me, you can actually see this shape right here. The warm front is just in front of those clouds. That passed through yesterday afternoon, bringing with it some very warm air, bringing our temperatures up quite a bit for today. Across the country, though, things are looking kind of a little bit active, I guess you could say. We've got a center of a low right here in Omaha making its way to the east. We've got a little bit of snow to the north of that, a little bit of snow to the west of that, but Odessa Midland actually looking very calm, looking very clear. Not a whole lot in the way of any kind of weather activity, and even those clouds are going to start to roll out by this afternoon. Now, the rest of the country actually looking like it's on a warm-up trend as well. Billings was below zero yesterday. Now they're 7 degrees above zero. So that Arctic air that we've been watching the past couple of days last week finally starting to shift to the east, starting to shift to the north, and actually beginning to warm up. We've got a big warm pocket right here in the southeast. We've got temperatures in the 50s for us, 60s for Dallas-Fort Worth, 65 for Houston, even 53 in Kansas City. It's just the country is beginning to warm up, at least in the south, and for us, that's pretty good news if you don't like the cold temperatures. Now, I say we're warming up, and I mean that. We've warmed up quite a bit. 13 degrees over this time yesterday in Odessa Midland and for Wink. About 25 degrees warmer over this time yesterday for Pecos, 19 in Carlsbad, and that warming trend is going to continue on through the rest of the week, but we're going to stay pretty similarly warm for at least tomorrow. But that puts us in the 50s for today for Odessa Midland and for Big Spring, about 55 for Carlsbad, 49 for Marfa, 43 for Wink. So we're starting to warm up. We're starting to see some pretty nice temperatures. Wind speeds on the rise a little bit. 12 miles an hour for Odessa Midland, 17 for Big Spring, only 22 in Guadalupe Pass. And for this morning, those wind speeds at least are going to drop off a little bit. We'll start to see some very calm wind speeds by about 10 a.m. And then after that, they're going to start to pick up again in the afternoon. So by the evening time, we'll see wind speeds about 11 miles an hour for Odessa Midland, only 14 in Guadalupe Pass. They're the only ones dropping down a little bit. But all of those changes are brought to you by this warm front right here, driven by this low pressure off to our north, and that warm front really allowing some flow from south of the border, bringing some warm air into the Permian Basin, and that's going to stick around at least for the next couple of days. You can see not a whole lot in the way of cloud cover. Really just the wind speeds are going to even be pretty moderate. Other than that, very calm. Now, after that moves out, we're going to see this low pressure set up to the west of the Rockies and this high pressure set up to our east, both very important features for the future, because as this cold front begins to set up to our north, both of them are actually going to push back on that cold front, not really allow it to move all the way south, kind of like when we saw last week. This cold front is going to drape across our viewing area. So today, before we get there, things are going to be pretty warm. 81 degrees is going to be our high. Our record set actually in 1935 was 76 degrees. So we're looking like we're going to smash that record. Even our low is a lot higher than the low that we normally expect. So here's a look at your 7-day forecast. Again, 81 today. We'll back off a little bit to the 79 tomorrow. And then after that, we'll start to cool off ahead of the cold front, bringing us a chance for rain this weekend. Saturday looking like it's going to be the wettest. And lows in the 30s, but I think they're a little bit too warm for any kind of freezing rain, sleet, anything like that. So that